Good afternoon from Joplin, Missouri, and Ozark Christian College. It's the 2016 ACCA Women's Championship game. Let's get a look at the bracket. Just one more mark will be filled out here as the 2-seed Arlington Baptist takes on the 1-seed Hillsdale Lady Saints here in the championship game for the third straight season. Hi everybody, Chris Hughes, glad to be with you as these two rivals meet again. Let's get to the starting lineup. First for Arlington Baptist, Christy McDaniel, bringing in the Lady Patriots at 20-5 now, winning their opening round games over AFLBS and Emmaus. Starting to play one guard is number 1, Zeta Gonzalez. She's a freshman from Keene, Texas. And another guard, number 5, Morgan Hale, senior 5'6", from Arkansas Pass, Texas. And the other guard is number 20, Tori Wise. She's a junior, 5'4", from Laporte, Texas. Up front is number 21, Jade Johnson, senior 5'8", from Houston. And number 23, Elaine Herrera, senior 5'6", from Midland, Texas. Now the starters for Hillsdale, the Lady Saints, 29-2, defeating Dallas Christian Rama in the opening round. Hannah Moeller starting this way at one guard, number 1, Brooke Grant, 5'5", senior from Dallas, Texas. And another guard, number 3, Bailey McBride, 5'6", senior from Chattanooga, Oklahoma. And the third guard, number 21, Hannah Reyes, 5'5", junior from Austin. Up front, number 23, Sadie Berry, 5'7", junior from Eden, Oklahoma. And number 55, Julie Robinson, a 6'1", junior from Eden, Oklahoma. So that's how the starters look. Third or fourth meeting between these two teams. Arlington 1-1. That was last weekend, last Saturday, in fact. They defeated Hillsdale 95-87. That was in the NCCAA regional. Hillsdale in the white, Arlington is in the red. It will be Johnson and Robinson to tip it, and it's won by Arlington. Looking to go quickly, Jade Johnson puts it in for 2, and just like that, Arlington gets on the board. Arlington, the defending national champ. Hillsdale, 3-time champs before Arlington knocked them off last year. The third straight meeting in the final for these two teams. Wherever you're watching from, thanks for tuning in. This should be a wonderful women's basketball game. As that's hit to McBride who puts it in. We are even at 2 apiece. First meetings between these two teams during the regular season. Hillsdale won both in the regular season, 83-80 on December 4th and 107-101 on February the 8th. Johnson can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Hale, who draws the foul. So what's the difference between those two Hillsdale wins and that one Arlington victory? Well, I asked both coaches what they thought. And Hannah Moeller said that the Lady Saints missed some easy buckets in that loss, I should say, in the NCCAA regional last weekend. And Cliff McDaniel telling me the first game they had injuries, and in the second game he screwed up. So he wouldn't tell me how. So interesting take from both coaches on the season series already between these two teams. They expected these two teams to meet in this championship. We expect them to play in the NCCAA championship as well. And Julia Robinson puts it in for 2, and she'll have a chance at a 3-point play. Robinson, not a very good free throw shooter, 39%. Buries that one to make it 5-3. Herrera, Hale, now Gonzalez. Gonzalez will back it out. Arlington put up 131 in the opening round over AFLBS. Jade Johnson being dared to shoot it. Does so and hit. Jade Johnson, the senior, 7 of 14 from behind the arc previously. That's it. 15th three-pointer of the season. Here's Grant. Reyes tries it, dishes it out. The 3, no good by Carey. Rebound controlled by Hale. Here comes Wise. Johnson into the lane. Johnson double fake, and he is fouled. So Johnson will go to the line.
21 Jay Johnson, shooting for 2.
Johnson, 73% free throw shooter. This is the first. Jade Johnson, 19 points per ball game, 7.5 rebounds, 1 out of 2 at the charity stripe. Arlington 7, Hillsdale 5 here in the early going. Fourth meeting between these teams, but McBride gets it to Johnson. Kicks it to go right. Count it and the foul. So for the second straight time, Julia Robinson will go to the line. Try to complete an old school three-point play, give Hillsdale the lead. And she does it again, 8-7 Hillsdale in the early going. Hannah McGoy, the senior from Sunray, Texas, coming into the ball game. She'll replace Elaine Herrera. Hillsdale with an 8-7 advantage here, 2 minutes into the ball game. Gonzalez into the forecourt. Hale brings it over on the near side, the Wise. McGoy, now Gonzalez on the far side of your screen. Top of the key, it's Hale. Hale guarded by Reyes. 12 to shoot, and it's going to be a foul on Reyes as they're calling it tight. That's 3 already on Hillsdale. Hale catches the inbound. Robinson on her. Hale trying to get it out to Gonzalez. Does so. Gonzalez back to Hale. Hale for 3. Yes! Morgan Hale, 42% from behind the arc. Great defense that time by McGoy, the senior. And she's fouled by Grant. There's no player on Hillsdale on Arlington over 5'8". Jade Johnson is the tallest player. Several players 5'10" or above for Hillsdale. Julia Robinson is 6'1". But size hasn't mattered this year for Arlington as they have played with speed, with stifling pressure. Driving in, Wise had her pocket pick. Great defense by Sadie Perry, the junior. Pull-up jumper, Grant, and air ball. Another rebound by Wise. Gonzalez. Here's Johnson trying to keep it in bounds. She does. Dribbling around 2 defenders. She is fouled, I believe. That's already 5 now on Hillsdale. So already, Arlington is in the bonus. There's 6:49 to go here in the quarter.
Knock him down, Jay.
21 Jay Johnson, shooting for 2.
Jade Johnson, 73% free throw shooter during the regular season. This is an Arlington team, if you haven't seen them play, they average, folks, 99 per game. And they've been well over 100 in the first 2 rounds of this one. Johnson trying to get 1 out of 2, can't. Rebound controlled by Perry. McBride, the senior, into the forecourt for Hillsdale, trailing by 2. Here's Perry up top. Now Reyes. Reyes gets a screen. It's a screen and roll to Perry for 3. Short. Rebound chased down by Wise. Wise into the forecourt. Wise into the lane. 12-8 Arlington. We expect this game to be good for a number of reasons, but one of them is that these 2 teams are so familiar with each other. They've played each other so many times, especially for these juniors and seniors over the years. You know your opponent so well by this point. It usually creates very good basketball. 7 to shoot now. Grant with 5. Grant pull up over Johnson off the back of the rim. Robinson offensive rebound, no, but she's fouled on the putback. Robinson is 1 out of 2 from the free throw stripe here today so far. Robinson 7.6 rebounds per game. Brings in the first one, 12-9. Robinson. 2 out of 2. And it's a 2-point ball game. Torrey Wise. Here's Hale at the top of the key, guarded by Grant. Takes it to the elbow, swings it to Johnson. Johnson with Robinson on her, goes back to Wise. Wise gets a screen. Over in the corner, McGoy for 3. No good. Rebound controlled by McBride. McBride looking to push. Tosses over to Grant. Grant to the bucket. No, but Johnson fouled her. So Grant will go to the line. The senior from Dallas, Texas. That's the first on Johnson, 4 on Arlington, so both teams in the bonus now with 5:22 to go in the quarter. Brooke Grant, 66% free throw shooter. Free throw shooting on the money for Hillsdale so far as Smith comes on, the freshman from Fort Worth, and Simon Martinez on for the first time, the sophomore from Crum. They replace Hale and Johnson.
23. Momo, 3. Sada, 1.
Grant, second free throw rims in, and we're even at 12 again, and nip and tuck kind of a game. High scoring as we expected. Mentioned Arlington's offense, 99 per game. Hillsdale's average is 84. Wise, called for step. Traveling, ball goes back to the Saints. Lady Saints, what a season for them. 29-2, approaching win number 30. Qualified as an out-large for the NCAA tournament. Both of these teams will be back here in Joplin next week, presumably, to play each other again. Underneath, Robinson, yeah. Give Hillsdale a 2-point lead. Wise driving into the lane, blocked by Robinson. Reyes, now Grant. Grant into the lane, puts it up. No, Robinson tried to fly in for the rebound. Hale comes up with it. Outlet goes to Smith. Smith all the way to the bucket and scores to even the score. Reyes at the free throw strike. To the cutter Perry. Perry will back it out now. Reyes. Grant top of the key, left side, open 3 for Bailey McBride. Can't get it back in the rim. Rebound control by McGoy, and boxed out by her. Wise running and gunning. Wise lays it up and in. 16-14. McBride. Inside 4 minutes to go. Toss to Grant on the left. Perry. Reyes on the near side of your screen. Reyes floats it up. Got it. We are tied at 16 in the championship. McGoy for 3. Yes! The senior, 38% from behind the arc. Gets that one to go. Bride on the near side. This is Reyes. Passes it to Grant. Grant catch and shoot. In and out. Tip for the rebound. Smith comes up with it. Smith 3-on-1. Smith with the fake. Short on the jumper. Robinson the rebound. Grant now. McBride in the corner. And McBride instructs the teammates. Grant near side, this is Reyes. Ball to shoot. McBride steps into a 3. Nobody buried it. Bailey McBride shoots 5 percentage points better from behind the arc than inside the arc. McGoy, yes! 22-19. Yeah, McGoy's second 3-pointer. McBride shoots 46% from behind the arc, 41% overall. McBride has it on the wing. Robinson in a sea of defenders. Gonzalez taps it to herself, drives in, and scores. Arlington by 5, 24-19. Perry into the forecourt. And Perry is fouled. Both teams in the bonus, so Sadie Perry goes to the line for 2. Sadie Perry, the junior, 83% from the charity stripe. That's the first one to go. Robinson checks out. Tanisha Smith, the sophomore, 5 minutes from Dallas, comes on for Hillsdale. Second one can't get it to go. Rebound bounce to Gonzalez. Skies it for Smith. Smith spinning right of the lane. Turnaround shot, no good. Fight for the rebound. Smith wrestles it away. Here come the Saints. McBride. McBride in. Gets it out to the corner. Perry. Here's Grant from the elbow. Off the back of the rim. McBride, the offensive rebound. The foul. And McBride can cut it to a 1-point game as James Johnson comes back in. So does Morgan
Morgan, number 3,
Number 2 seniors replacing Tori Wise, as well as Smith. Sub for Hillsdale. Caitlin White checks into the game. Christina, glad to be with you here in Joplin. 1:31 to go in the first quarter. Championship game. So far, it's living up to what we thought it'd be. 3-point play complete by McBride. 24-23. Hale. Martinez top of the key. Martinez scoops it up. 26-23. McBride. Spins into the lane, turnaround shot off the back of the rim. McBride got the rebound momentarily, tied up now with Gonzalez, jump ball, and we'll keep it on this end of the court. Smith left of the lane. McBride in the corner. McBride drives in. Top of the key, Grant for 3. In and out, tip for the rebound. It's controlled by Gonzalez. And Grant, I believe, fouled her. No, they called a jump ball, but it's still going Arlington's way either way. Inside a minute to go, 26-23.
Morgan! Down, you're low. No, you're not. Hey, you're low. You're high. Down.
Women's basketball in the country at any level. Going toe-to-toe here in the championship. Gonzalez. Stat line for Gonzalez, 14 points. McCoy for 3, can't get it to go. Gonzalez, 4 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and 3 steals. A guard that can do it all. And the perfect fit at Arlington. 3 by White. We are tied at 26. That ball is tipped, and good defense by Smith, who almost came up with that one. Shot clock is off. But they might as well just shut that thing off for the rest of the game. It don't matter. We don't need a shot clock. We'll see if Arlington holds here for the final possession. They can run some clock, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. Gonzalez, defender went for the steal, went for a low, spins in, 28-26. McBride with 3, floats it up off the back of the rim, put back by Smith, no. And the first quarter comes to an end. Arlington, a 2-point lead in the championship game. We'll step aside and come right back. Well, regardless of who wins this one, you're going to want a copy of this for a long, long time. You can order one on my website, chrisshima.com/ACCA. Digital downloads available, just $5 a piece. Order any game you want. Start of the second quarter. And folks, we're having some technical difficulties in the championship game, so we're going to step aside for... Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the technical issues. Hopefully we're back up and running nice and good for you now as Hillsdale ties it up. Arlington unable to get that bucket. Gonzalez to the bucket for... Folks, we're still having some technical issues. I apologize, but we're going to try to adjust things here.
Get Morgan!
So I'm going to readjust things. We're going to come back here in just a moment, folks. All right, everybody, I do believe we're back up and running okay now. Apologize for the technical issues. Not really sure what happened. We had good luck all tournament long, and then, of course, when it comes down to the championship, that's when everything goes kaput on us. But I think we got everything running. Meanwhile, 37-33, Arlington by 4 here in the championship. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you as Grant nails a 3 for Hillsdale to make it 37-36. These two teams are playing so fast, I think my computer almost exploded. That was the problem we had. Those of you on Twitter, please use the hashtag ACCA Hoops. I need to hear from a few folks to let me know that things are going okay on your end now. They should be, but you never know. This is Hale now. Hale spins into the lane, dishes it out to Gonzalez. Gonzalez driving. Had her shot blocked out of bounds. It's last touched by Arlington. Touching it last was Lauren Fowler, who's come on. Back down the court, Reyes, jumper off the back of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound and a wide open lane for White, who scores. 38-37 now. Here's Wise driving on the baseline, dishes it to the cutter Hale underneath. Fowler lays it up and in. Up and down we go. 38-39. Arlington by 1 in the championship. That ball deflected out of bounds. And Arlington fans not happy with the call as they say it's Hillsdale basketball. That's one's taken away by Fowler. Out on the run. It's Wise. Wise short on the shot, but she'll go to the line. Just past the midway point here in this second quarter. And Tori Wise at the line trying to extend a 1-point lead. Wise gets the first one to go. On for the first time, Tiffany Dorman for Hillsdale. It's at the 5 for Hillsdale. It's Dorman, Sarika Willis on the court with Grant as well as White and Robinson. Diamond Martinez checking back in for the Patriots. Smith returns for Hillsdale, so Martinez out on the court with Fowler, Jay Johnson, Gonzalez, and McGoy. So that's the 5 for the Lady Patriots. Here's Willis on the near side for Hillsdale, driving strong to the bucket and fouled. Stick around, folks. Post-game, we'll bring you the full trophy presentation. Try to grab a couple of players from the winning team right now. Sarika Willis at the line, 55% free throw shooter. Gets the first one to go. Willis, second one good as well. And that makes it a 1-point ball game. Arlington with the basketball. Gonzalez right at the lane. Martinez out to Johnson near midcourt. Johnson, couple of fakes, draws the foul. So Johnson will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. That's the second team foul on Hillsdale, just 1 for Arlington. Both teams with a flurry of fouls in the first half, cleaner second half. Johnson at the line as Tamaja Smith picks up her first. And Johnson's free throw goes in and out. Second one also good. Or the second one is good, 1 out of 2, 42-40 in favor of Arlington. Willis on the near side, underneath Robinson, off the glass and in, even at 42. Gonzalez, now Martinez. Martinez driving around Dorman, floats it up, no. Grant able to get the rebound, Grant looking to push, but she pulls it back. Dorman now on the near side, right over near us. Back to Grant. Grant guarded by Gonzalez in the man-to-man. Willis on the left, back to Grant. Willis floats it up, too strong. McGoy collects the rebound. McGoy over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez floats it up, no. Dorman had it and lost it. Fowler was there to take it away. Johnson right at the lane. Tosses over to Martinez in the corner. Gonzalez for 3, too strong. Rebound controlled by McGoy, and she is fouled. Couple of subs on. Sadie Perry returning. So Perry back out on the court as Smith will sit down. Morgan Hale, Tori Wise returning for Arlington. Of course, Shema, glad to be with you here in Joplin. Gonzalez, Hale. The 4th meeting between these two teams. The first 2 belong to the Saints. In the corner, a 3, short by Wise. Tip for the rebound. Coming up with it is Johnson. Johnson into the circle, into the lane, puts it up, rejected by Robinson. Inside 3 minutes to play in the opening half. Willis. Grant at the top of the key. Here's Willis. Baseline jumper, yes. Hillsdale retakes the lead, 44-42 in a tight one. Wise. Martinez from way downtown off the back of the rim, and Dorman with the rebound. Now a steal by Wise. She lays it up and in, even at 44. Into the forecourt, Dorman. Grant on the right side. Swung back to Grant over in the corner. Dorman open for three. Can't get it to go. Johnson had the rebound, and they say she touched it last as it was deflected off her. Bailey McBride returns for Hillsdale. Hannah McGoy back out there for Arlington. Grant inbound right of the basket. In the Robinson. Bounce pass goes to Grant. Grant doubled up. Shoots an air ball over two defenders. McGoy the board. Outlet to Wise. Here come the Patriots. Open three, Hale. Can't get it to go. Arlington shot over 60% in the first half. They've cooled off a little bit here in this second quarter. Martinez. Wise back to Martinez. Over on the right side, Hale from downtown. Can't get it to go, and we're going to get a push on Martinez. Thanks for sticking with us through our little technical issues, folks. Sorry about that, as Aniqua Smith checks back in. Hannah McGoy will sit down. Into the forecourt. This is Willis, who's played the bulk of the second quarter. Robinson top of the key, right side Willis. Up top McBride. McBride bounce pass to Grant. Grant at the half circle, takes it up top, looking underneath Robinson, short. And the rebound controlled by Wise. You see how Arlington undersized as Wise glides in and called for the offensive foul. But you see how Arlington, undersized, gets their rebounds. They collapse into the lane, bring lots of bodies. And they work for it. Off the turnover, it's Bailey McBride. That was the third team foul, second on Wise, and 5 seconds is the call on McBride. So back-to-back turnovers. The ball goes back to Arlington. Smith inbound, left of the basket. Inside a minute to go. Martinez here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a break, 15 minutes. Make sure my computer's not going to catch on fire again. Smith, so we have a smooth second half. Here's Johnson for three, no good. And these two teams started at a blistering pace. They have cooled off here in this second quarter. Wise, as the defense is picked up. Wise misses it. Smith the putback. Into the forecourt, McBride on the far side. McBride, Robinson, can't get it to go, but she's fouled. Robinson had a couple of three-point opportunities in the first quarter. Couldn't convert there, but she'll get 2 free throws on the 4th team foul by Arlington. That's the second, I believe, on Martinez. Misses that first one. Smith checks out as Hale comes back in. Second free throw is short. Johnson gets the rebound. So Arlington can hold for the final shot of the quarter and half here. Johnson almost had it poked away, able to get it out to Hale, though. Hale spins into the lane, shoots, scores, and the foul. Morgan Hale will try to complete a three-point play here. 74% free throw shooter. Smith right back in as Johnson will go to the bench. Get 4.2 seconds of extra rest for the senior. Hale, three-point play complete, 49-44. And a foul is called. That's going to be the fifth as Grant will go to the line. So with 2.6 seconds, a mistake there by Arlington sends Grant to the charity stripe. Grant, 66%, first one up and in. .6 again for Arlington. That's plenty of time for them to get a shot up as Grant gets the second. Here's Smith. Smith throwing it ahead, and that will do it. The first half comes to an end, and it's everything we expected. Arlington 49, Hillsdale 46. We'll take a 15-minute break, bringing you to the second half right after this. Just about set for the start of the third quarter. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you here in Joplin. 49-46 at the beginning of the second half. It will be Arlington basketball. Arlington 53% in the first half, 36% for Hillsdale. Hillsdale, though, 13 offensive rebounds, using their size to get a lot of second chance opportunities. 2 players in double figures for Arlington. It's Tori Wise with 10 points, Jade Johnson with 10. 1 player in double figures for Hillsdale, that's Julia Robinson. She has 12 to lead all scorers, go along with 4 rebounds. She's had a couple of offensive rebounds as well. Arlington turns it over to start things off here in this third quarter. Chris Sheba, glad to be with you wherever you're watching from. We appreciate it. Second last game here in this tournament. 33 of 34 games almost in the books. Hillsdale, same starters. They've got Brooke Grant, Bailey McBride, Hannah Reyes, Sadie Perry, Julia Robinson out on the court for Arlington. Gonzalez, Hale, Wise, Johnson, and Herrera. 2 to shoot. Grant forces it up, and a shot clock violation there will give the ball back to Arlington. So back-to-back turnovers to start off this third quarter. It was 28-26 in the first quarter. Defense picked up a little bit in the second quarter. But we're still in a shootout as Jade Johnson uses nifty footwork to put Arlington up by 5. McBride into the forecourt. She's doubled up. Ball deflected, good defense. Johnson comes up with it. 4-on-1. Johnson to the bucket, no. Put back by Hale, counted in the foul. And Arlington starting to put a little separation between them and Hillsdale here in this second half. I see Dr. Moody has come on Twitter, as he usually does around this time during the championship. Good to hear from you, Dr. Moody. Rooting on the Patriots back home. Strong to the bucket is Reyes. Pull up off the back of the rim. Tip for the rebound. It was last touch, they say, by the Lady Saints. So the lead is 8 for Arlington. I mentioned it in the first quarter, but since none of you could hear me, the first 2 meetings went to Hillsdale, but Gonzalez hits a 3 now. Pouring it on is Arlington, and we're going to get a timeout. We'll keep it here. Finish that thought. In the regular season, Hillsdale won 83-80, December 4th, 107-101 on February the 8th. So those were the 2 victories for Hillsdale during the regular season. Then last weekend at the NCCAA Regionals, it was a 95-87 victory for Arlington over Hillsdale. So I talked to both coaches before the game and asked them what was the difference between those 2 victories for Hillsdale and then that Hillsdale defeat. And Hannah Moeller, the head coach for the Lady Saints, said that last weekend they missed easy buckets. A lot of layups were missed by the Saints, and Cliff McDaniel, the witty man that he is, told me in the first game they lost because they were injured, and the second game they lost because he screwed up. He wouldn't tell me why. I tried, but he wouldn't tell me why. So Grant and Hillsdale got to get it going now in the offensive end. Trailing by 11. Perry forces it, and that's going to go out of bounds. So all 3 meetings this year decided by 10 points or less. Into the forecourt, Herrera. Jade Johnson now. Hale, top of the key. Bounce pass to Johnson. Johnson swings it out to Herrera. Corner 3, yes! It is all Arlington at the start of the third quarter as they extend it to a 14-point lead. Grant, McBride. Here's Grant again. Robinson spins in, forced it up, and got it to go. A big bucket for Robinson there, 60-48. And a foul called as Wise was driving on the baseline. That's going to be 2 now on Hillsdale with 6:50 to go in the third quarter. Caitlin White checking in for Sadie Perry. Hannah Muller's got to find somebody who can heat up on offense and help her team work back in it. Hale in the corner, the 3, no good by Herrera. Rebound controlled by Hillsdale. Here come the Saints, it's McBride. McBride skies it for Grant in the corner. Up top, White from downtown, yes. And it's single digits now, 60-51. So White comes off the bench. Gonzalez tries to answer. That one grazed the rim, that's all, but we've got a foul on Hillsdale, and it's going to be on White. Herrera. Wise. Now Hale. Here's Wise. Herrera on the right wing, 15 to shoot. Approaching 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, and that is miscommunication between Hale and Herrera as that's out of bounds. Back to the Saints. Saints trying to put a little run together after Arlington went up double digits. It'll be Grant to inbound it. Inbound to McBride. McBride guarded closely by Gonzalez. Bailey McBride. A lot of dribbling right now. Bounce pass over. Underneath, it's Robinson. Can't get it to go. Robinson's second effort. She's fouled. And will go to the line. Robinson, 4 out of 6 from the free throw stripe in the opening 20 minutes. First free throws here in the second half. Chance to cut it to 8 or 7 here. Missed the first one. Smith checks in for the Patriots. She'll replace Morgan Hale. Second free throw, no good. Tip for the rebound. Smith tipped it to herself. She'll bring it up. Flies into the forecourt. Smith looking under for Johnson. Johnson had to save it. Lost her footing. Top of the key, Herrera. Short on the 3. Rebound controlled by Robinson. The Lady Saints and Saints men trying to make it a sweep. Hillsdale taking on Dallas for the men's championship coming up at 6 o'clock. Reyes from the elbow. Wide open and buries it. 60-53. Gonzalez steps into a 3. All alone and buries another one. Arlington back up by 10. Into the forecourt, it's Robinson. Robinson, yes. The pace starting to pick up again like it was in the first quarter. Johnson, top of the key. Johnson, defender falls down, and a blocking. Wait a minute. I think one had blocking, one had offensive, and now they're going to talk about it. The referee underneath called a charge. The referee over near us called a block. So who's it going to be? Offensive foul on Johnson. That's Johnson's second, team's second. Arlington with 2. Hillsdale with 3 with 4:42 to go in the quarter. McBride into the front court. McBride spins and draws the foul. So both teams now with 3. Bailey McBride, 60% free throw shooter on the season. In the first half, she was 1 for 1. McBride, good on the first one. Hannah McGoy checking in for Smith. And McBride gets the second. So the lead is down to 6 for Arlington, 63-57. Herrera into the forecourt on the far side. Gets a screen. Now Johnson. Johnson doubled up. Back out. Herrera triggers the three. In and out. McGoy the rebound. Kicks it out. Wise from downtown. Yes. (66-57). McBride over to Reyes. In the corner, White for three, an air ball, and Arlington touched it last. Inbound to Robinson, now White. White for three, buries it. So the teams trade threes. It's a 6-point ball game. Caitlin White, 40% from beyond the arc. One of a couple of Hillsdale Saints who shoot better from behind the arc than they do overall. Jade Johnson too strong, and the rebound goes out of bounds, and it looks like Hannah McGoy got hit hard. And it's going to be a foul on Robinson here. That's team foul number 4 and the third on Robinson, so she's going to have to be careful. They need her size. Julia Robinson has kept the Lady Saints in this basketball game. Herrera inbound to McGoy. Gonzalez at the free throw stripe. Johnson, strong move, and she's got 2 more. Jade Johnson, one of those special players. It's been fun watching her these last 4 years as Robinson answers right back. Here we go, up and down. Gonzalez dumps it under Johnson. Johnson, yes, and the foul, and that's the 4th on Robinson. Smart play by Arlington. They went right at Robinson there, and Robinson's got to come out now. Tamaja Smith checks in. So the size advantage goes away for Hillsdale. And Johnson could complete an old school 3-point play. That's the 5th team foul. They had insult to injury for the Lady Saints as they trail now by 9. So Arlington in the bonus. Arlington as a team, just 3 fouls here in this third quarter. McBride floats it up, no, follows the shot and gets an extra possession for her team. Here's Grant from downtown, yes! The threes are starting to fall with consistency for Hillsdale as a team. They shoot just 25% from beyond the arc, but McBride shoots 46%, Reyes 40%, several others above 40. Herrera answers with a 3. Arlington 74-65. Grant. Here's McBride. Yes, at the free throw stripe. Bailey McBride came in averaging just a shade under 5 per ball game. She has been on the money here in the championship game. She's a senior. She knows these are the games she needs to show up for. Johnson, offensive foul. Again, another offensive foul. That's the 4th team foul, and Johnson's got 3 now. So Jade Johnson has to be careful here. Inbound by White. Reyes. McBride. Approaching the 90-second mark. McBride drives in, floats it up, no. Offensive rebound, Smith, no. Smith again, no. Smith, wait a minute. Did they call an offensive foul? They did. So Smith called for a push on that last offensive rebound. And Johnson will shoot 2. Usually, offensive fouls, you don't shoot free throws, but because it's a block for a rebound, that's technically a defensive foul. So if you're wondering why Johnson's shooting free throws, that's why. As she gets the first one to go. Johnson misses the second. On the run, it's Reyes. Open jumper, can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by McGoy. Wise drives in, carried the basketball, so negate that shot. It's a turnover. Morgan Hale comes into the game for Jade Johnson, who will sit with those 3 fouls, get some water. Her team with an 8-point lead. The Saints facing some pressure now from Arlington. Arlington not pressing as much as they did in the semifinals against the Mayas. Floater by McBride, can't get it to go, and it's deflected off of the Patriots, they say, and out of bounds. Chris Sheeman here with you in Joplin, Missouri. The women's championship for the 3rd straight year. It's Hillsdale and Arlington. Arlington, the defending champs. Hillsdale, prior to last year, the 3-time champs. Gonzalez, she's fouled. So Gonzalez goes to the line, 85% free throw shooter. I mentioned her stat line in the first half, 14 points per ball game, 43% shooter, 4 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 3 steals per game. And she's a pretty good free throw shooter too. Ashley Edwards on for the Saints, the 5'10 junior from Fort Worth, Texas, for the final 4:44 of this quarter. 44.4. Close. McBride into the forecourt. About a 14-second difference between game and shot clock here. Bounce pass to Edwards. Turnaround shot is good. Here's Gonzalez on the left. Top of the key, it's Herrera for 3. No good. Rebound by McBride. And Hillsdale can hold for the final shot of this 3rd quarter. White is open, takes the 3, no. Offensive rebound by Grant. Grant's got 5 seconds. Throws it cross court, intercepted. Wise from half court, and that falls short as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. These 2 rivals battling here in the championship game. Right now, Arlington with the edge. 77-69. We'll be right back with the 4th after this. 77-69 in the championship game. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. 54% from the field for Arlington, 38% for Hillsdale. 18 points for Julia Robinson, 14 for Caitlin White, 12 for Bailey McBride, and 10 for Brooke Grant. For Arlington, Jay Johnson leads them with 18, 14 for Gonzalez, 13 for Wise, and Morgan Hale has 12. Grant, Edwards, and Edwards is fouled. So Grant, Reyes, Edwards, White, and McBride, the 5 on the court for the Lady Saints. For Arlington, it's Hale, Herrera, Gonzalez, Diamond Martinez, I believe, and McGoy. First free throw up and in. Second one off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound controlled by Herrera. Herrera into the front court now. Gonzalez on the left, guarded by Reyes. McGoy swung over to Herrera. Herrera traveled with the basketball. Got indecisive, and that's why she traveled. Sarika Willis, a sophomore, returning for Hillsdale. It'll be White who will inbound it. Correction, it'll be Willis who inbounds. Inbound to Reyes. Reyes skies it for Willis in the forecourt. Now Grant. And Grant will set up the offense. Here's Reyes, top of the key. Reyes into the lane. Back out to Grant. Catch and shoot 3. It's short. Rebound controlled by Gonzalez. There's full court Martinez. Martinez, ball deflected. Saved by Herrera. Here's a 3, no good by Wise. McGoy tried to save it, but she was out of bounds. 9:03 left to go in the championship. Don't forget, especially if you're a Saints fan, the guys' championship coming up at 6 o'clock, give or take. We'll see how long the post-game stuff takes. We'll have post-game celebrations coming up immediately after this one's done. Part of the reason we had technical problems earlier was I was trying to get set up for that, so I don't know how the audio is going to go, but we're going to try to bring it to you. Let's put it that way. A foul called on Ashley Edwards for Hillsdale. Both teams with a team foul now. Johnson back out on the court as Martinez goes to the bench. Herrera, guarded by Reyes. Got it to Johnson, and Johnson is fouled by White. It's the 4th meeting between the Saints and the Patriots this season, and it's a good bet they're going to meet again in their next tournament, which is the NCCAA D2 tournament right back here in Joplin next weekend. I think that's next weekend. It's their 3rd straight meeting in this title game. Arlington is the defending champs. Here's Hale spinning in. High off the glass, couldn't get the bounce to go her way. Edwards, the rebound. Throws it to Reyes. Reyes underneath. Edwards can't get the roll. Tips it out, though. White, yes. A 5-point game. Gonzalez from way downtown couldn't get it to go. Tip for the rebound. It comes to White. Outlet goes to Reyes. Reyes turning on the Jets. Called for the offensive foul. Bailey McBride returns as Reyes gets a breather. So off the offensive foul, that's 3 team fouls. Reyes went to the bench because she picked up her 4th on that offensive charge. McGoy thought about the 3. Herrera shoots the 3 and hits. Herrera, 39% behind the arc during the season, connects on another one here in the championship. Floater no good by Willis. The lead is 8, a fight for the ball. They're going to call a jump ball, and possession arrow favors the Patriots. Arlington basketball. Herrera brings it up over near us. Herrera on the left. Up top, McGoy, rainbow three, and Arlington back up double digits. 83-72. The Saints at 29-2, in danger of losing just their third game of the year. Twice to Arlington. Grant trying to answer. She does. And Hillsdale calls for time. 83-75. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. 6:50 to go in the championship. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Arlington basketball, 6:50 left to go. The Patriots in control here in the championship game in the ACCA, leading by 8, but a big 3 by Hillsdale after the Patriots went up by 11. The Saints were able to answer back. Gonzalez takes it to the corner. Gonzalez, Hale, McGoy, Herrera, and Johnson, the 5 for Arlington. McBride on the court with White, Grant, Edwards, and Willis. 5 to shoot now. Hale flips it up and in. Lead back to 10 for Arlington. Here's Grant into the forecourt. Grant, 13 points, 50% shooter, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.5 steals. Edwards can't get it to go, but a late whistle and a call against Arlington. So I believe that's going to send Edwards to the line. Edwards, 58% shooter from the charity stripe this season. First free throw up and in. Edwards, 2 out of 2. Big free throws for Hillsdale. They need stops on this end, though. Inside 6 minutes to go in the championship. Hillsdale trying to work themselves back into it. Gonzalez. And a foul's going to be called on Willis. That's team foul number 4 already on Hillsdale. So Hillsdale in danger of going over the limits on the next defensive set foul. It'll be bonus time for Arlington. Hale, right of the lane. Herrera, over to Hale. Now Johnson. Johnson hesitated, short on the 3. Hit one earlier in the first half. It was in that first quarter, as a matter of fact. This is Grant. Toss to McBride. Grant and McBride playing hot potato. Grant directing traffic. Now tosses to Willis. 7 to shoot for Hillsdale. In the corner, it's White. Turnaround shot. No. McBride, the offensive rebound and the stick back. It's a 6-point ball game. Into the forecourt. Johnson draws the foul. Yes. And the bucket. Jay Johnson with a chance for a 3-point play as Hillsdale goes over the limit. Jay Johnson, 4 out of 9 from the free throw stripe today, normally a 73% free throw shooter. Can't get that one to go. But it's an 8-point game again, past the midway point in the final quarter. Turnaround shot, Edwards, no good. Rebound controlled by Johnson. How long does Hannah Moeller stick with Robinson on the bench? She had 4 fouls and had to leave. Hale, Johnson called. It looks like it's going to be White who commits the foul. So Johnson back at the line, 4 out of 10 on the day. This could be my last look at Arlington, and one thing I remember most from watching this team over the last 4 years is Jay Johnson's buzzer beater from this side of the court, right over about where the official you see on your screen is standing there on that right side in the NCCAA tournament. It should have been on SportsCenter. So Johnson gets 2 free throws. She'll head to the bench as Tori Wise comes in. Hillsdale, here's Willis. Top of the key, McBride from downtown, off the back of the rim. Rebound controlled by Gonzalez. Herrera into the forecourt. It's Wise on the right wing. Wise gets a screen. Grant on her on a switch. Now Hale with 8 to shoot. Hale looking to post up. Willis couldn't get the bucket, and it's a rebound by McBride. Underneath, Robinson is called for the offensive foul, I believe. No, it was an offensive foul. So as soon as Robinson comes in, she has to leave, and that is an unfortunate way for her day to end, as she played so well, not only in this tournament all season long, but here today especially. Inside 4 to go. 3:47 to be exact. Hillsdale looking for back-to-back championship victories here in the ACCA. Wise puts it off the glass and in. Arlington 91-79. Here's Grant. Grant looking to go quickly, draws the foul. So Brooke Grant will go to the line. On the now evening, Brooke Grant is perfect 4 out of 4 from the charity stripe. Looks like Johnson's going to come back in as McGoy is shaken up. So Johnson returns.
Hey, we got a block out down there on the second one.
Grant gets the first one. 3 team fouls on Arlington and 5 on, well, Arlington's in the bonus. Hillsdale went over 5 a little bit ago. 3:27 left to go. Grant cuts it to 10. Hillsdale's got to find a way to get some turnovers now. It's throw the kitchen sink at the Patriots time for Hillsdale. Reyes applying pressure on Wise. Wise goes around her, dishes it into the corner. Here's a 3, Gonzalez. No. Offensive rebound, and Hale draws the foul. So Morgan Hale goes to the line. 3:07 left to go. By the way, stick around post-game. We're going to bring you the trophy presentation. If Arlington wins, we will talk to at least a couple of the seniors, Jay Johnson and Morgan Hale, for sure. We'll see how McGoy's feeling, if we'll bring her over or not. If Hillsdale can come back and win, we'll talk to Brooke Grant and Bailey McBride. Those two senior leaders for the Lady Saints. 1 out of 2 at the line. Grant drives in, rejected, but a blocking foul is called. So this is starting to turn into a free throw shooting contest now here in this fourth quarter. So Grant, another opportunity at the line. 6 out of 6 today. First one up and good. Second one up and in. And we're going to get a timeout by Hillsdale. 3:01 left to go in the championship. Arlington by 9. We'll be right back. (92-83), 3:01 left to go in the championship. Arlington with the lead. Chris Shema, glad to be back with you. My third year doing this tournament. It's been fun watching these two teams battle each and every year. Gonzalez across midcourt. Gonzalez guarded by McBride. Here's Hale. Herrera. Gonzalez. Herrera with 6. Arlington killing a little clock here. Hale to the bucket. No. Rebound controlled by Smith. Smith has played so well off the bench, providing some size for Hillsdale underneath. Willis looking for Smith. It's deflected, and Willis somehow saved it on the line. Floats it up. Can't get the bounce, and the rebound controlled by Johnson. Here comes Arlington, 2:10 away from finishing it off as Johnson's short. The Saints looking to get out in transition. That's the stop they needed. Grant into the front court. McBride. Grant for 3. No. Tip for the rebound. And it's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by, they say, Hillsdale. Ashley Edwards coming back into the game now for the Lady Saints. 1:49 to go. They had a shot clock issue, so a false start here. Herrera to inbound. Gets it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez able to beat some pressure from McBride. Again, the Patriots looking to run some clock here. You don't see this very often. Boy, a late whistle there as McBride is called for the foul. So free throws to come now for Gonzalez. Gonzalez, one of the better free throw shooters on the team at 85%. Herrera leads Arlington, shooting 88%. First one up and in. Lead back to 10 now. White back out there. Edwards also returns for the Saints. Second one off the back of the rim. Fight for the rebound, and that's off of Hillsdale. So Arlington's going to get it back. And the Saints are up against it now. The officials are talking about something here. Wanted to make sure they had the call right. And Hale comes in for Smith. 2 subs in. It's Smith and Willis for Hillsdale. The inbound goes to Wise, and an offensive foul on the inbound play called on Gonzalez. So Hillsdale with a break. Got to capitalize now. Smith back out there. Martinez returns for Arlington, and for Hillsdale, it's White and Edwards back out there. Inbound to Reyes. Reyes, turnaround shot. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Wise. So with 1:15 left to go, Arlington on their way to back-to-back championships here in the ACCA. Wise is fouled by McGoy. And also their second straight win against Hillsdale this season. That would tie the series up at 2. Torrey Wise at the line. 77% free throw shooter on the season. Again, stick around for the post game. We will talk to Morgan Hale and Jade Johnson, possibly Hannah McGoy as well. Second free throw good, 94-83. McBride drives in, can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Martinez. Wise into the forecourt. And Arlington playing keep away now. It's the Saints up against it, down by 11, and the Patriots on their way to a back-to-back championship. Gonzalez with 8. Drives in, Jade Johnson puts it up, can't get the bounce. Johnson fighting for the rebound. White comes up with it. Less than 30 seconds to go. Grant underneath. It's Edwards for 2. A 9-point game. The shot clock is off. Are the Saints going to foul here? It looks like they'll back off and concede. Gonzalez. Now Wise. And for the second straight year, it's Arlington on top as they win the 2016 ACCA Women's Basketball Championship, 94-85. Folks, we'll step aside here for a moment. We'll come back, bring you championship coverage and post-game interviews and the trophy presentation. Much, much more coming up. Arlington, the champs. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, as we go down to the court now for the trophy presentation.
At this time, we want to present some awards. I'd like to present the runner-up ACCA National Championship to the Hillsdale Lady Saints. And the national champions for the second year in a row, Arlington Baptist Lady Patriots from their Colorado Centennial. Somehow I think we might see these two teams again next Saturday. pictures done.
Send it up to you, right?
Coach McDaniel will hand out his medals to his girls. As I call your name, ladies, come on up and get your medallion. Number 1, Zaida Gonzalez. Number 2, Ashlyn Reyna. Number 3, Diamond Martinez. Number 5, Morgan Hale. Number 10, Anika Smith. Number 11, Darian Yarbrough. Number 20, Tori Wise. Number 21, Jay Johnson. Number 22, Hannah McGoy. Number 23, Elaine Herrera. Number 32, Lauren Fowler. Number 34, Ashley Perkins. And the most important person on the team is assistant coach and Chris' wife, Christy McDaniel. At this point, we'd also like to present the tournament's most valuable player. This year, the tournament's most valuable player is Jay Johnson. Girls, we have a lot of scissors down here. Go cut your net down. As soon as they're done, we'll get ready for the guys' game.
All right, folks, while they cut the nets down, we'll run down the final numbers here. Taking a look at the final box score, 49% shooting for Arlington and 34% for Hillsdale. Really, it was a tale of the two halves, as Hillsdale was kept with Arlington pretty well in that first half, but then Arlington was able to pull away late, leading and winning 94-85. Leading scorer for Hillsdale with 18 points was Julia Robinson. 18 points, 5 rebounds for her. 17 points for Brooke Grant. 14 points for Bailey McBride. And 16 points for Caitlin White. As you take a look at the ladies cutting down the net right now. Leading scorers for Arlington, Jade Johnson, 7 out of 17 shooting. 2 out of 4 from three-point range. And 6 out of 12 from the free throw stripe. 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal for Jade Johnson, who was also the tournament MVP. Also in double figures for Arlington, Tori Wise, 6 of 10 shooting, 16 points to go along with 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Jay, grab a seat and come on over. Just running down your numbers.
Okay.
Now, I don't think we're going to be able to get Jade Johnson on camera here. I tried to do that, and my computer almost blew up. So, but she's here. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Say hi to all the Arlington fans back there.
Hello, everybody. Thank y'all for supporting us. We needed that.
Jade, congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to win back-to-back, especially against your quote-unquote rival?
It's a great feeling. We've had a long season. We've lost to them twice in the regular season, and we never hung our heads. We just used every game as a lesson, and we took in all the motivation, and we just played as a team, and we won.
When you play this tempo, what's October and November like? Is it just running in practice, or
lots of running, heavy lifting, and just getting our bodies ready for the long journey.
Have you enjoyed this season being your last year? I know you still have one more tournament to go, but what has it meant to you?
Well, being a senior, first of all, it was I had to take on a big role being a leader on my team and helping the girls realize what it took to get here since I've been here before, and just keeping everybody positive and making sure I lead my team and motivate my team to get the job done.
I would say you've done pretty good with that over these last 4 years.
Thank you.
You should have been on SportsCenter that one year. Remember we tried to do
I
that?
know, we tried. I was retweeting.
SportsCenter forgot about her, but we sure haven't. Jay Johnson, congratulations.
Thank
Good luck
you
in the
so
next
much.
tournament.
Thank you.
It's been fun watching you those last 4 years. I really mean that.
you.
Say the same thing to Tori and then Hannah and
I will.
the other seniors.
Thank you. Really
Good luck to
appreciate
you. What are you
that.
going to do after this?
After this, I plan on going back to Houston and training and possibly getting an overseas career in basketball.
Yeah, somebody needs to sign her up. If you don't sign her, I'm going to start my own team in whatever country you want to play in, and we're going to come kick your butts.
And we'll go. Thank
Jay
you.
Johnson, everybody, congratulations. Thanks again. All right, folks, that'll wrap it for us. Once again, your final, Arlington 94-85 over Hillsdale. Arlington, back-to-back chances. You see them cutting down the net. We will go away for a little bit. We'll come back in about, let's say, 20, 25 minutes. If you're a Hillsdale fan and you're disappointed, a chance for redemption as the guys can win it against Dallas. So that'll be coming up next. Once again, my congratulations to Arlington on a great season and back-to-back championships.